this massive red plane.
Hey, what's up? What are we doing here?
We're going to go for a flight.
Okay.
So I used to fly in the UK and the US, and then now I'm based here in Switzerland, and great place to fly, full of interesting terrains, a lot of big mountains.
How does this actually relate to blockchain?
So I thought this will be interesting, first of all, otherwise it'll be boring sitting in a coffee shop talking about blockchain. Blockchain is basically a distributed database. It's distributed.
Okay.
It allows you to source, store and share data efficiently, okay?
Right.
It just takes the traffic out of it. The second thing is, if you can do that, then it enables you to be able to transact much more cheaply, quicker, faster, simpler.
So it helps you source, store, and what was the other one? Why is that important?
Because it gives you freedom to be able to transact without the dependency on third parties, such as banks.
Why do you need that freedom? Why is that freedom so important?
Sure, that freedom is taken away from most of the users because of the inefficiencies in the systems. And also that freedom gives you new opportunities. So that freedom is really important. So people are in more control of their own finances and able to do whatever they want, whenever they want.
When the financial crisis took place, a lot of people didn't understand what was going on. The easiest thing at the time was to, blame the banks. And actually, it's true, the banks were part of the problem, but no one really understood why they were part of the problem. And even the banks themselves didn't fully understand why they were part of the problem. And so, 10 years on from the financial crisis, the system hasn't really been fixed properly. There's been a lot of good change, but it hasn't quite been fulfilled. How will blockchain actually fulfill that?
The major impact following credit crisis is lack of trust in the banking system and monetary system as we know it. That's because there were certain things that, kind of didn't actually perform as it's supposed to. So that then led to the question, can we actually take control of our own finances? What if we have the means, due to technology, to control our own finances without the need for the intermediaries, such as banks and financial institutions that enable processing of transactions? So this is a powerful thought. Now, at this point, the technology was advancing and exploding. So there's massive lag behind the business processes of banking and the technology's ability to do it. So people then started exploring what ifs, and that led to blockchain. So blockchain basically offers you the freedom to transact without the reliance on third parties. And ultimately that means that there will be a range of services that the banks can't perform can be now performed by non-banks. So Zug is pretty significant because it's about the fact that Switzerland it holds a neutrality. That means that from a business politics point of view, there is quite a lot of neutralness here. And that's great for something like blockchain to be experimented and to be implemented from a use case point of view. Whereas other countries are not quite ready.
Yes, I mean, it's one of the things that struck me about Switzerland in general. It's a very innovative country of small and medium-sized businesses.
Exactly.
And there's no shortage of entrepreneurial spirit because it's part of the culture here.
Yep.
And you also have the freedom to experiment and innovate here, which, I mean, you have that in other countries, but it's kind of small and interconnected that have that kind of flexibility.
I mean, Switzerland itself is ideal because of the political, the business environment that it provides for things like blockchain startups to nurture. Whereas the other countries, there's quite a lot of opposing forces. They're invisible, but for a startup, it's pretty hard for them to establish themselves. And here we have the ecosystem and the support functions. So Zug, Crypto Valley Association, and Crypto Valley itself, has everything that you need for a startup to get off the ground.
Wow, that's the Zuckerberg.
Roger, next report,
Indeed. I go there for barbecues with my family.
Hotel Echo climbing to 9,000, currently 7,000.
That's copied.
It's really sluggish because the air is quite thin.
I have no idea.
When it comes to technology in banking, it's a bit like that, right? You really need to understand the technology, a certain time frame. What are the conditions? What are the factors? How is this technology going to behave right now? This machine flies very well in the winter because air is thicker. Summer is sluggish. So you really have to be careful how much weight you carry. Technology, it all works in some sense. You need to be careful how you apply it and when you apply it.
So in other words, it's all about execution.
It's all about execution and careful planning.